inner child healing or healing any childhood trauma. Oh, it's a bit too intense. Oh, doesn't mean I'm attacking my parents. I didn't have a good childhood. All these questions circling around. Well, today we are going to bust wide all those myths and help you discover the power of revisiting your past, not staying in your past, but revisiting your past in understanding you, how you are, why you are the way that you are, with love and compassion, and settling all those questions. Hey you, welcome Dave and Davey, hola, wagwan. Welcome to the Innerverses, you beautiful beings. As you can see, this is another get ready with me. I've got a day of filming today and also gonna be going to an event. So I was like, you know what, why not? Let's spend some quality time together. I'm Patience. I am a spiritual teacher. I'm an inner child healing coach. I am a student, a mindfulness guide, and I'm the goddess here in chief at the Innerverses. And I'm also an intuitive, so I do psychic mediumship readings. So offer so much, and I'm so excited to have you here. So please get ready to snuggle up in this cozy corner of the Innerverse. Okay, let's get into it. So today, all things about the fascinating word of inner child healing. What is inner child healing? It's a tool, it's an approach to recognizing and healing childhood trauma, recognizing that actually our behaviors as an adult are based on our childhood experiences. So research shows that by the time you're 7 to 10 years old, how you love, how you react, how you want to be loved, your relationships, everything about your foundations are already set. So a lot of the things are like genetic, are generational, and also through what the experiences and the events that would have happened through your childhood. So a beautiful combination of nurture, biology, and nurture. Inner child healing is the tool that helps to recognize that and also heal any parts of those three elements that we as an adult we may still be struggling with. Learn how do you meet those needs and how do you reparent yourself. How do you take responsibility for the younger you, for the inner child, so that you can show them and meet the needs that were not met. Not because your guardians, your parents didn't want to, they did not know what they did not know, basically put. So that's inner child healing. It's simply recognizing, healing childhood trauma, learning how do you reparent yourself, and also how do you love you and combine those two versions of you so that you are living in peace, you're living in understanding, awareness of wholly who you are and why you are the way that you are. Basically, you really are just giving yourself a map, giving yourself a menu of you, and some more you. Simply put, that is it. Right, okay, let's get into myth number one. And I put on my highlighter. You know what, this is such a trial in, because I can never, my highlighter, I never know how much to put. It's literally just a little quick dab. Inner child healing is way too intense. First up, this, what is actually a valid question and a valid myth. It's the fear of it being overwhelming. And the funny thing about it, the fear of the idea is more scarier and bigger than actually the idea and actually when you get to do it. So in other words, the fear of, I'm gonna have to look at my childhood, I'm gonna have to do this and all that, is actually bigger than when you actually start to do it. Yes, it can be fearful. Yes, it can be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? It's the fear of the unknown. But honestly, it's such a transformative, it's so profound, such a releasing and freeing process that it doesn't have to be intense. It really doesn't. And especially if you're coming from a place of curiosity, coming from a place of love, compassion, and not from a place of judgment or attacking your past. Being gentle with you, it really then doesn't have to be so intense. And also, the intensity and the overwhelmness are reduced when you do it when you're fully okay. From a place of like curiosity, do it when you're not like in such a breakdown mode and you are like last resort. Yes, of course, absolutely do it when you're still at that point. But my point is saying it's less overwhelming. I always use the analogy of it's always better to seek help and go to the doctor, go to wherever when you've got a little bit of a sprain. Whether that's a sprain on your ankle or your hand or wherever you've got, oh God, yeah, let me go get it checked out, because you're ahead of the game, because then it's a much more painful process and it feels more painful process because you're already in so much pain already to then go and seek help when you've got a broken limb and it's just hanging off you. And you're like, please piece it together. And so that's the analogy I always use. And any type of therapy, any type of seeking support, and with inner child healing is go when you're curious. Go with the curiosity of like, hey, why am I like this actually? I wonder what happened. Why do I not remember a lot of my childhood? Wonder why. Myth number 2, inner child healing means attacking my parents. Again, it's a valid fear and a valid myth. However, it is not true. Now, the misconception about attacking your parents and putting blame on them if you decide to look at your childhood, it has really nothing to do with your parents in the sense of, yes, there will be a focal point, but you're not doing it for them. You're not doing it to them. And that's the powerful part of it, is understanding that healing is about compassion. It's actually more about, rather than blaming your parents, it's about understanding your parents, understanding why they did the way that they did, and having compassion for them and having compassion then for yourself, holding the space of, okay, these are the decisions that they made, this is how they made me feel, but also I understand why they made those decisions, and also I accept that that's how I also feel. So is having both of those together. It's not judging like, oh, I didn't feel good about that decision, but I know they were doing their best, and so okay, I'm going to force myself to accept and understand it. It's like, no, you can, both of those can exist. It can be like, yep, I understand why they did the things that they did based on like what they knew, and I know they were coming from a loving place and doing the best that they could, but also at the same time, actually, I would have rather this would have happened. And that way you're honoring both of those experiences, because they can happen together. They can happen in duality. One doesn't have to be over the other. It's not blaming you. It's not blaming your parents. It's not attacking them. It's not, grading them 0 for their parenting skills. It's not that at all. Because first of all, understanding them and having actually more compassion for them, understanding them as humans rather than just your parents, because they are human beings that just so happen to be your parents, but that's not their whole job, is to be your parent. That's not it. It's just a part of their human experience. Same way that for you, being a child of your parents is just a part of your human experience. It's not your entire world. You've got loads of different segments and different pieces to you that make up the puzzle of you. And so when you understand you understand your parents, and you understand why you are the way that you are. So myth debunked. It's not attacking the parents, it's understanding them, understanding you, understanding your parents. Why do I have to revisit the past? Like, what's the importance of me revisiting the past? Wherever I start here, it's like move forward. Well, it's a great question. And yes, again, moving forward is a great thing, because that's really a massive way of life. Life is always moving forward. However, when we look at the past, our past experiences often shape our present behaviors. Why you are the way that you are, with the things that you love about you, things that you don't love about you, things you love about people, or things you don't necessarily love about people, is based on your past, those first few years of your life. So your behavior, your emotions, which means your reactions, your responses, how just you right now, as I'm looking at you dead in the eyes, how you are is because of those few years, of those first few years. So when we can acknowledge and be curious and heal those wounds, release the emotional baggage and create happier and healthier lives for the adult self, oh my God, it is life-changing. Ask me how I know. Ask me how right now I am sat here in front of you doing my makeup, kind of, and dropping these gems and teaching about inner child healing. She has been through it. She has been in it. She has been grounded, ruffling in it, and she's been flowing in it. Because I have my whole story. For me, inner child healing was the biggest tool that allowed me to free myself, allowed me to understand me. So now you might be like, okay, now I have an understanding of what inner child healing is and what it is not. But actually, how can I start doing this? How can I, start even acknowledging who this inner child is? Recognize it's you. You and your inner child are one together. You are two sides of the same coin. What are some of the techniques that will allow you to nurture and create space and hold space to acknowledge and love on you and your inner child and nurture that relationship? Oh, actually, honestly, what is going on with my face? Right, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you for a moment to just close your eyes and imagine, I want you to bring forward an image of your younger self. And this can be at any age. Trust whatever picture that pops up into your mind. And I just simply want to invite you to embrace them. Give them a hug. And if a hug feels a bit too scary, that's okay. You can hold their hand or you can just sit beside them. It doesn't have to be physical. It still serves the same purpose of you are embracing yourself, you're embracing your inner child. And as you're sitting next to them, it's visualize yourself and both of you healing, taking the vibration of healing, of comfort, and empowering yourselves with moments together of letting go of seeing each other in this moment, of hearing each other in this moment, of loving each other in this moment. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and another one and a deep breath out. And then you can open up your eyes and bask in that energy. And that is a fantastic way to start acknowledging your inner child, to start seeing them, hearing them, and loving them, because that's all they really need. That's how you're going to meet the unmet needs, is by seeing them, by acknowledging them, hearing them, and then loving them through meeting the needs. The other way you can do this is also journaling. Journaling your thoughts, your feelings, emotions. Now, how you journal, totally up to you, whether that is a pen and paper, whether that's on digitally on Google Word, whether you actually voice record on voice notes, however you want to do that is totally up to you. Or if you want to record yourself on a video, do an interpretive dance, honey, do you boo thing, do you and your inner child, do what you gotta do for both of you, okay? But also, one of the most powerful ways that I'll highly recommend to all of my clients, that I'll recommend to you, is writing yourself a letter. Creating a time and a space where you can write yourself a letter. Now, this letter, the topic of it can be you offering support and encouragement for that specific younger version of you. Is maybe get out a picture of them and then you write the letter whilst looking at the picture, considering what would they want to hear right now in this moment. What do they not hear? What do they not feel? What would in this moment make them just feel the love and feel the compassion and meet the needs that right now you feel and you can sense and you remember that they didn't have. And the other thing also, and this could be happening even with you asking them, okay, what do they need, is allowing yourself, if you need to cry, cry. Tears are so beautiful. And this is coming from someone who used to take pride in not crying. I used to be like, nope, I'm not a crier, like crying is weak. It's not, it's a strength. Crying, tears are actually your body's way of releasing emotion and your body's way of actually saying, right now we are overwhelmed with emotion, so we're gonna release. It's your body's way of actually regulating, reducing the overwhelm so that you're calming down to a safe, grounded place. You're not in fight or flight or fawn mode. You are in calm, grounding place. In alignment, which we all aim to be and all are, you know, at some points, at different points throughout. As you are journaling, you know, take your time, honor your emotions. It's okay. Emotions are good. Emotions are okay. Emotions are a way of you communicating with yourself, a way of you doing most of the deepest healing work and releasing and surrendering before you can then do growth work, right? So as you are doing this letter, as you're starting to acknowledge and see your inner child, that is what is called healing work, because you're getting down to the root, to the bottom of the matter. Other thing that you can also do is fantastic doing that for yourself, and you should continue doing that, but also it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek professional help. You know, don't be afraid to reach out to life coaches, inner child healing specialists, counselors, therapists, people that specialize in childhood trauma and trauma. And I mean, you're looking at one right now. Shameless self-plug, you know, that is what I do. I love holding space, providing guidance, providing support for you to explore your emotions, for you to know it's okay to validate your emotions, what you feel, what you think matters, your ideas, your voice matters. You deserve to be seen, to be heard, to be loved, and all that more. And you deserve all of that from you first and foremost, and also to be held in the comfort, in the space where you can safely do so. If you want support, please check out my website, link down below or link in the banner, and offer a free 20-minute conversation where we just catch the vibe, where we just talk, understand, okay, how can I help you? And vice versa. So don't be afraid to get in touch. I'd love to support you. This is honestly what I do. And also continue watching the videos. You know, I'm going to be dropping more of how do you do it for yourself, because that's the greatest thing about it, is you doing it for yourself. So please do not be afraid to reach out and ask for support and ask for help. And okay, so as you are embarking on your inner child healing journey, first things first is always remember that it is a process. It's a process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You're gonna have ebbs and flows, you're gonna have highs, lows, and all of that is part of the beauty of it. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Be patient with yourself, be compassionate, and allow the healing to unfold naturally. Don't rush it. Allow what needs to come up. Don't push it down, and if you see yourself pushing it down, be aware of it and allow yourself to hold space for you. And if you're needing support in holding space, reach out to people, reach out to professionals, you know, like myself. Reach out to your friends, your families. The good thing with when you reach out to professionals is that it's an objective relationship. So it's not as coming from a place where it's not advising you, it's not trying to fix it. It's more of just allowing you to be confident, empowering you with the tools that you already have, so that you can learn, okay, how do I do this for myself? Because sometimes all you need is just someone to just listen, someone to hold the space. And that's about it. And know that it's a beautiful, beautiful journey, you know, towards self-discovery, towards self-love, towards inner peace. Like, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a freeing thing. This is the greatest, it may at times feel like the hardest thing, but it's the greatest and most beautiful thing you ever do for yourself. And I guarantee that you have moments where you are like, what is going on? But when you get through that, is understanding when you know better, you do better, and understanding yourself. Oh, there's nothing like that, honestly. But thank you so much for joining me on this topic, on this enlightening journey, debunking the myths, and remembering that inner child healing is nothing to be feared. It's nothing to be feared, you know. And remember that it's not about attacking anyone. It's about nurturing you, nurturing your inner child, understanding you, why you are the way that you are. It's about creating a brighter, more joyful future for you, more calming, more understanding. And if you found this video helpful and it's resonated, please, please, please do the likey, do the subbing, comment below. I would love to know if you're already on this journey. I would love to know what you thought of this video, of the myths. Are there any other myths that maybe I didn't address that you can share, that I can address in another video? Please let me know and share with anyone that you think would find this really valuable. Let's spread the healing all over. And as always, you can follow me on all the socials at the Innerverses, and see you in the next video. And until then, sending you so much love, peace, and healing of your inner child. Loads of love. Until next time. Mwah.